162 to the last 6 games. As usual, everything is on the line, and it's a fine line between those that will be in and those that will be out. The tension builds with each loss, and the anticipation grows strongly with each victory. The stress gets to everyone at this time of the year. The nails get shorter, and the sprint to the finish line feels once again like a marathon. Regardless, the control lies in the hands of the beholders, and the beholders are still holding at 3. As Philly fans have learned the last several years, baseball in September is a much different animal. And tonight the Phils get set for Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Astros. And as play begins tonight, the Phillies lead in the National League East is 4 games over the Atlanta Braves, who will take on Josh Johnson and the Florida Marlins in just a little bit. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Gary Matthews. Chris Wheeler will be here in just a little bit as well. So the Phillies will take on the Astros in Game 2 of this series. And Sarge, if you take a look at the numbers this year, the season series has belonged solely to the Houston Astros.
Yeah, well, it sure has. The Houston Astros has the Phillies number. So far this year, they've outplayed them just about in every single category. Take a look there at the graphic, and you can see why there. No victories, along with that batting average. But when you look at runners in scoring position, not going to get it done. Either is that ERA at 6.05. You're going to have to do a better job if they're going to win this series here tonight.
Yeah,
Tom.
Last night with runners in scoring position, the Phillies batters were 0 for 5. Tonight, they'll have Jay Happ going to the mound. Now, Jay returned from that oblique strain his last time out against Milwaukee Brewers, and he was pretty good through 5 2/3.
Yeah, he actually looks healthy now, throwing that fastball, getting it out of the zone. Had some breaking balls. Take a look here at the highlights. He only threw 91 pitches in that game there as he gets Prince Fielder there to swing and miss. I tell you, when he's on the corners, all speed, he hides the ball as well as any pitcher in the league. And for a rookie, he's become a big game pitcher. They're going to need him here tonight with his arsenal, and that is being around the plate, and he can do that. Take a look at the starts here. He's 9-4, pretty good ERA, real good ERA, and you take a look at those strikeouts at 95, that shows you, though, this guy has been complete this year and having an outstanding year.
You know, Sarge, his ERA is the lowest for a rookie in Major League Baseball since Hideo Nomo back in 1995. So will be Jay Happ tonight for the Phillies. He'll be opposed by rookie Wilton Lopez for the Houston Astros. One guy that Jay has to deal with is Miguel Tejada. He'll come into this ball game after a 4-hit night last night. He has a 15-game hitting streak. We'll get to the lineups when we return. Doesn't look like he's going to make it till 9 o'clock tonight, but he's got a great seat in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phils and the Houston Astros get together for Game 2 of this 4-game series. Let's take a look at the Astros starting lineup tonight. A change from last night. Kaz Matsui leads it off at second base. Miguel Tejada, he's smoking hot. He's batting second at shortstop. Lance Berkman, the first baseman, hits third, followed by Carlos Lee, the cleanup batter. Hunter Pence hits fifth. Jeff Keppinger makes another start at third base, batting sixth. Jason Michaels starts at center, hitting seventh. J.R. Towles, the catcher, will bat eighth, and batting ninth and pitching is Wilton Lopez. And on the mound for the Phillies is left-hander J.Happ, making his 22nd start of the year. He's 11-4 with a 2.79 earned run average. And Wheels, he threw 5 2/3 his last time out, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he was fine, Tom. The key was he was healthy, and that's what they were a little bit worried about. Of course, it all started when he was supposed to make that start in the fourth game, the final game of that series in Houston. They said he couldn't go that day because of an oblique problem. Then he did miss a couple starts, came out early in another one, but everything seems to be okay. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on Jay, and you see in his last 9 starts an excellent earned run average of 2.47. He's done a very good job of keeping his team in the game, and this is an important game tonight.
J.Happ in Major League Baseball is 4th right now in victories. There are 3 American League pitchers who have more victories than J.Happ, so he's had a good rookie season.
And it's time now for our Keystake Chrysler Jeep Keys to tonight's game, and fall has arrived. It is chilly. Feels like September baseball. Well, let's go. Fans are getting a little anxious. Not us. We're just fine. Everything's going along real smooth up here. And another rookie pitcher tonight goes for the Houston Astros, and hopefully better results.
So here we go, Game 2 of this 4-game series. The Astros have won the first 5 games these two teams have played against each other this year. Kaz Matsui leads things off against J.Happ. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner, so a good start. We're underway from Philadelphia. The Phillies begin play tonight, 4 games up in the National League East. Their magic numbers at 3. As Kaz Matsui bats leadoff for Michael Bourne. And Charlie held a team meeting before the start of today's ball game and said, boys, everything is in front of you. And that is the key, that they control their own destiny, maybe have a little bit of fun and enjoy this last week of the season.
Well, he was very positive on his pregame radio show tonight, was Charlie, and that's about what he said. You know, the theme was basically, hey, you guys have a chance to be one of the few teams that keeps playing in another week. And, you know, it's right in front of you. It's not like you got to go catch anybody this year. It's sitting right there. Go get it. Let's go.
The other thing, too, is they have a chance to do something that no team in Philadelphia has done since the 70s when Danny Ozark's Phillies won 3 straight National League East titles.
Yeah, 76, 7, and 8. And that team never won a World Series, never even could get to one, let alone win one like this bunch did.
Matsui stays alive as he sprays the 3-2 pitch foul off to the right.
A little quiet here right now. There's just a little edge. Fans just want to see this one get off to a good start, and they really get into it tonight. You know that.
Towards shortstop, and Jimmy's got it. And Kaz Matsui's retired. That's a good start for J.Happ. What away here at the top of the first. And it brings us very early to our Geico quote of the day. Charlie Manuel on the Phillies' sense of urgency. I'm concerned because we're not playing good right now. We're not hitting the ball. I've got a lot of faith in our guys. I've seen them in tough times where they can flip over. I'm betting on them, really. But at the same time, if we're going to get going, now's the time. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. And here's the red-hot Miguel Tejada. There may not be a hotter hitter in the National League right now. His average is up to .313. And not only does he have a 15-game hitting streak, but he's hitting .439 during the streak.
There's some multiple hit games in there. Well, last night he wore it out to right field. You know, they pitched him away. Even when they tried to come in, he inside out of it. Cole Hamels missed with a pitch that's supposed to be up and in with 2 strikes. And when he hit that ball to right field to knock in Michael Bourne.
There's a changeup pull to the left side. Jimmy backhands, has time, throws in time. And Tejada's retired for the second out. That's a nice pitch by J.Happ.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup, Tom, because he really hooked it. He got out front. Remember last night we were just talking about how he hit everything to right field. He was staying back. See if it is a changeup or a break. Yeah, it's a changeup. You see, he just got out front and hooked it to short. Now, Jimmy anticipates that Tejada can run, so he cannot take that ball on his heels. He has to take it and backhand it and be ready to throw right away, and he was.
So 2 away, thanks to Jimmy on 2 ground balls to shortstop. Here's Lance Berkman. He'll take one in the outside corner.
He was really patient in a lot of his at-bats last night. He had some base running adventures.
Yes, he did.
But he was on base a lot. He did that all night last night. A lot of really close pitches from Hamels, and he took them and wound up walking.
And it's 2 balls and, or excuse me, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Berkman. Berkman this year against left-handers hitting just .222.
Well, he's always been a much better left-handed hitter. He's better right-handed now. But normally they like to turn him around, make him bat right-handed in key spots.
2-2 the count. See the splits between left-handed and right-handed for Berkman. 6 home runs right-handed, 18 home runs left-handed. That just missed.
Oh boy, in and out, just missed. He can really take some close pitches. Berkman's an umpire complainer too. You know, he will turn around and express his displeasure to umpires.
Home plate umpire tonight is Mark Carlson. And a changeup swung on and missed. Berkman is down on strikes. They went up with the high change, and Berkman chased it. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. We go to the bottom of the first with the Phillies offense set to come up. Followed by Ryan Howard, the cleanup batter. Raul Ibanez moves to the number 5 spot. He's in left field. Jason Worth, he's been struggling lately. He's in right field batting 6th. Hitting 7th, Pedro Feliz. Paul Bacco does the catching tonight. He'll bat 8th. And batting 9th and pitching is Jay Happ. And they will face right-hander Wilton Lopez. And he is 26 years old. He spent the entire season in Double-A before he was called up here to the big leagues.
From Nicaragua. You don't have a whole lot of major league players from Nicaragua. Phillies had one at one time. Porfirio Altamirano, a right-handed pitcher. There are the numbers on Lopez making his first major league start. Now that can be good and bad because they've never seen him, but they do have a scouting report on him, and they should be on a little recon. But the reports on him are sink, sink, sink. Throws a lot of sinker balls. He also has a slider and a changeup. Watching him warm up, his slider kind of looked like a slurve, and as we mentioned, it's his first major league start. He has had some relief appearances.
He is one of 11 players from Nicaragua to pitch in the big leagues or play in the big leagues. As Jimmy Rollins leads things off for the Phillies, and Jimmy taking a fastball for a strike, and the count, no balls and 1 strike.
Most famous, of course, El Presidente. Dennis Martinez.
Dennis Martinez won 245 games during his major league career.
It's a perfect game too, right against the Dodgers.
Jimmy slaps that the opposite way. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Justin Johnson of Willingboro. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Justin will win $200. Jimmy was 1 for 3 in last night's game. A walk and a run scored.
You see a sinker from Lopez. He's thrown a couple of those, and that's what evidently they've been told to expect from him. A lot of sinker balls.
Lopez this year made 15 starts in Corpus Christi. That's the Astros AA affiliate. His last 5 starts, though, before he was called up at the end of August, he was 2-2 with a 1.23 earned run average. He had pretty good numbers. He didn't walk a whole lot of guys. Jimmy stays alive, and it remains 2-2.
Key to hitting sinker ballers, try and get ahead in the count, make him elevated, of course. And Jimmy's at 2-2, and that pitch was way out of the strike zone that he just chased.
He's 6 feet tall, 199 pounds, 26 years old. Originally signed as a free agent back in 2002 by the New York Yankees. And Jimmy pulls it to the right side. Matsui is there. 1 away.
And that's exactly what this guy's going to want to do, is have the left-handed hitters try to hook a sinker, and you'll play Pepper with the second baseman.
So 1 out for Shane Victorino. A lot of times when you're facing a pitcher for the first time, the first 2 hitters in the lineup are, could provide a key. It's just to take a few pitches, let everybody else see what he has to offer.
Right. You always like your leadoff guy, and that's not what Jimmy Rollins does a lot of, but you love him to take a lot of pitches, see what the guy throws, get on, and then watch his move. And you have kill 2 birds with 1 stone right out of the chute.
To second base again, an easy hop for Matsui. So 2 groundouts to second, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. The other thing too, you don't expect that Lopez will be able to go that deep into this game. Now, as we said, he was a starting pitcher at AA, but his last start in AA was a little more than a month ago, so he's been working out of the bullpen.
Well, he looked like he wants to pitch the contact, which means he might be able to go longer than you think innings-wise.
It's true.
Because he won't use a lot of pitches. He's not out there to strike people out. You can see that already by the number of sinkers he throws. He wants, excuse me, Tom, he wants exactly what he just got. Hook the sinker to second base or first base and make easy outs that way.
The count to Chase. Saw Chase's numbers: 31 home runs, 92 runs batted in, but he has been struggling lately. In fact, here in the month of September, he's hitting under 220. Now, he has scored a lot of runs. He has scored 17 runs. And he turns over on 1 to the right side. Berkman will take it to the bag himself. So 3 ground balls, and Lopez is through his first inning in his first major league start. We go to the second. perfect television schedule. It'll take us through the end of the regular season. Tomorrow and Thursday on Comcast Sportsnet against the Astros. Then the Marlins are in town for 3 games. Comcast Sportsnet on Friday, and then Sunday the regular season winds down on MyPHL 17 from here at the ballpark. And tonight the fans who came to the ballpark got rally towels again, and they are brought to you by MyPHL 17. Their logo right there in the middle of it. Now that Saturday game, if you hold tickets to that ball game, it has been moved to 4:10 to accommodate national television. And it's 2-1 to Carlos Lee. I don't think Lee liked that pitch. He picked up a couple RBIs last night for his 5th consecutive 100 RBI season. And that one's outside, 3-1 to him.
This guy's a good hitter. He's a problem in the outfield. Even though they have a short left field, he's not a real good outfitter, but he can swing the bat.
And he reaches out and pokes that one into right center field for a base hit. He didn't try to do too much on that one. He picks up his 3rd hit in the series.
No, he's a power hitter, but he's a good hitter. That's the thing about him. He can make contact and he can hit it all over the place. J. Happ fell behind him trying to get him to chase, and then he did throw a pretty good 3-1 there. And Carlos Lee just off the end of the bat a little bit, so strong, bloops it into center field.
So he's aboard, the first base runner of the night for either team, and Hunter Pence stands in. Pence was 2 for 4 in last night's ball game. And he works the count in his favor, 1 ball and no strikes. Pence scored a run last night, had an RBI. He's hit 25 home runs, which ties his career high. 71 runs batted in. And he has eaten up the Phillies this year.
You pitch him away, he goes to right field. You pitch him in, he seems like he pulls.
See Pence with a 471 average against the Phillies. Tejada 524. I mean, they've had some guys that are just mashing the baseball against the Phils.
Well, they're 5-0.
There's Cole, who pitched last night. The Astros were able to pick up 6 runs on 9 hits and 6 2/3 against Cole. They hit some hard, they blooped others.
That's where you seem like you can get him. Throw some down a little bit and then try to get him to chase up, and he does swing at high fastballs.
Dave Clark, the manager of the Astros, the interim manager, took over for Cecil Cooper a couple weeks ago. Pence stays alive. Well, you see what the Phillies have done against the Astros down the stretch in 05, 06, and here in 2009 in September.
They've done some heartbreaking around here.
Runner goes, pitch is taken for a ball. The throw to second base is not in time. And Carlos Lee has stolen his 5th base of the year.
He's kind of like Ryan Howard there. He used the element of surprise because you don't expect him to go. And look at the big jump he got. And that's just a straight steal, obviously. He's not even looking in. They're not trying to play any hit and run or anything like that.
So he's in scoring position with nobody out, and the count is full to Hunter Pence.
He's pretty proud of himself.
I think he is. He smiles a lot.
Well, he has fun.
And Pence pulls it to the left side. Going to be a tough play for Jimmy. Off balance throw. Won't be in time. Even if Ryan had caught the ball.
There you go with that stolen base. You know, little things in the course of a game can really hurt you. And that stolen base, Jimmy would have been able to force Lee at second. No way to get Pence the way he can run where that ball's hit. He can really fly. Look at him, arms and legs, everything. Nothing seems to be in sync. Watch this running style. He can motor. He's like Worth a little bit, you know, but that guy looks like he's running fast.
Keppinger squares, and he takes the pitch for a strike. So the Astros may be playing for an early run with Jason Michaels on deck and 2 runners on here in the top of the 2nd inning. Keppinger was 3 for 5 last night, and he's had a pretty good year as an extra man.
Well, that really got Feliz's attention at third. He's in front of the bag now.
He bunts to the right of the mound. Happ's got a he had a play at third. Instead, he goes to first. 1 away. He did have Lee at third, don't you think?
I do.
So the sacrifice is successful, and 1-3 on the putout. So Lee goes to third. Up to second goes Pence.
Here you go. Feliz immediately retreated. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he certainly has a lot of room right there. Now we've talked about that a lot of times, that the catcher will direct traffic. In that case, Jay Happ didn't need anybody to direct traffic. He can look right over there and see Lee, and of course it's a force play, which made it easier. Feliz did everything he should do, and that's get into position. He just didn't throw it over there.
So now Jay Happ, runners on second and third with 1 out. Phillies will play the infield back with Jason Michaels at the plate.
Yeah, you don't want to play it in the 2nd inning.
And a good play by Baco. He's that breaking ball around the plate.
Yeah, and these guys did a good job last night, Tom, delivering with runners in scoring position. She said he blocks his breaking ball in the dirt. Use a chest protector.
Two and 0 the count to J. Mike,
who does not swing at many bad balls, and they do have a base open with a weak hitting number 8 hole hitter coming up.
See what Jason did with the Phillies 2001 to 2005. Tolles is the number 8 hitter. 2-0 the count to Jason. And now it's 3-0. Last night the Astros were 7 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
Right. It looks like they're pitching around him right now. Set up a double play with Tolles, who's hitting what, 100?
Yeah, 108.
108.
Thanks to his 1 hit last night. Well, yeah, and then you have the pitcher who is not an experienced hitter at all behind Tolles.
You don't want to load the bases necessarily, but you want to necessarily give in to Michaels here and give him a fastball in the zone.
On the inside corner, call, strike 2. Now to Jason's defense, the call was a little delayed by Mark Carlson. It wasn't like he was trying to show him up or anything, but the fans liked it.
Now watch how, as Tom says, it's delayed. J. Mike thinks it's low. Still, now here he comes. Now we don't know when he said strike down there, but a little late with the arm coming up.
Well, here come the rally towels with a count 3-2 and 1 out to Jason Michaels, who asks for time.
And this is a big pitch. You see how long that was taking. Baco and Happ do not want to get hurt here, 3-2, with that base open and the 8 hole hitter on deck.
Got him. Came inside, and Jason Michaels is down swinging for the 2nd out. That's a pretty good job of pitching right there by Jay Happ.
They'll probably put him on. Yeah, it was. He did a real good job coming back and threw a slider. He didn't give in with a fastball. They talked to, they were going back and forth through the signs. Finally threw a slider. And even though Tolles is a 108 hitter, you don't want to give up a cheap one here with a pitcher on deck who's, as you said, Tom, a very inexperienced hitter.
So Tolles will draw the intentional walk. There's Lopez getting the rosin. Jason Michaels still chewing on the fact that He went down on strikes with 2 runners in scoring position. And there's ball 4 to Tolles. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, what a game today. Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader between the Twins and the Tigers. The Twins scored 2 runs at the top of the 10th inning to take a 3-1 lead, and then the Tigers, well, they got a home run by Curtis Granderson against Joe Nathan in the bottom of the 10th, but Nathan picked up the save, and as they get set for the back end of that day-night doubleheader, the Twins are 1 game out in the American League Central. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Here's Lopez, and he takes one up and in, 1-0. 2 weeks ago, the Twins trailed the Tigers by 7 games in the Central.
This guy's standing right on top of the plate almost. Look at where he is for a pitcher. That's amazing.
He's pretty close, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, really close. Most of these pitchers get way off the plate. You know, they're out in this area, out, you know, way out in the batter's box over here, and he's right on top of the plate.
And he got a piece of it, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he wants to hack. You got to be careful with a guy like this. I don't know whether you want to throw him anything slow because that might speed his bat up.
Those towels are twirling around. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Bases loaded. And to second base, and Happ's going to get out of the inning. Chase Utley straightens, and he strands the bases loaded here in the top of the 2nd inning. Well, Happ got into a bind, but pitched himself out of the bind. Ryan Howard to bat when we return. Live only on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the 2nd, Jay Happ just worked out of a bases loaded jam. The rally towels were twirling around here at Citizens Bank Park as Happ was delivering that pitch. And while we have some time here at the ballpark, as Lopez, who got a late start, to come out and loosen up, we want to continue to thank some of the members of our crew here on the Phillies Television Network. And yes, we want to thank Bernie Lehman, our center field cameraman. And folks, if you think that strike zone is off kilter, it's Bernie's fault and nobody else's. But Bernie's most memorable game is every game ending in 2 hours or less. And boy, he gets some great shots. Bernie, and those glasses look great too, by the way. I don't care what Eggy says.
And if that center field camera is a very, they're all important.
That's a very important.
But that's a really important camera right there. Sometimes people say, hey, you know what the pitches are. Well, you can always watch a replay or watch a monitor, and you can tell what the pitches are. A lot of times it's tough to tell them from, with your eyes from here. You can get them most of the time, but you hardly ever miss one from the center field camera.
Now that center field camera will watch Ryan Howard begin the bottom of the second. And he takes one on the outside corner for strike one. Ryan with 43 home runs, 137 runs batted in.
Let's see if they learned anything from the first inning.
But it's 0-2.
By that I mean 3 ground balls to the right side on sinkers.
And Ryan went upstairs to try to grab that one, and he's down on strikes for out number 1. First strikeout for Lopez. And 1 out.
Well, he stayed down with those sinkers. That's the first high fastball he's thrown. Obviously, that was intentional with Ryan Howard because he will chase up there when he's behind in the count, and they got him to swing.
So Ryan's retired. First 4 batters have been retired by Lopez. And here's Raul Ibanez. Raul and Ryan each have hit 6 home runs here in September, which is tied for the team lead. You see Raul's numbers the last 9 games. His average is down. He's only driven in 3, but overall he's got 89 RBIs. And quickly Lopez works ahead 0-2.
Well, he's throwing strikes and they're swinging at non-strikes early in this game. And every sinker baller wants you to do that, is chase that thing down.
And Raul is down on strikes, 2 away. Second strikeout for Lopez. Well, the Phillies and the Astros have 2 more here at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow and Thursday. Limited availability for the last 2 games of this series. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Phillies have played real well here at home, and they have, after tonight, just 5 regular season games left in this great ballpark. And every game, as we've come to find out, is important. So 2 outs. Here's Jason Worth. And Jason takes one at the knees for strike 1.
All left-handed hitters so far, so he hasn't thrown breaking pitches. He's still throwing sinkers. I think with a right-handed hitter up there, you might see his first slider.
And a chopper off the plate. This will be a tough play. Tejada can't get it. And Jason's aboard with the first hit of the night for the Phillies. Even if Tejada had barehanded that one, I don't think they would have gotten Jason.
Yeah, Jason's like Pence, you know, a big guy who can really run. And that thing went sideways on Tejada. Watch right here. He knows he has to barehand it, and he thought he had it lined up, but when he reached for it, it was about a foot to his right. Like, man, I couldn't reach that if I had my arms were another 2 feet.
Well, you know, the way Tejada's been going here in September offensively, he probably thinks he could do anything.
Really.
2 outs now for Pedro. Phillies hitting .265 with 11 home runs. Now Lopez, if the scouting reports are any indication, is difficult to run against him. His times are very good to the plate, which means that he delivers the ball without a big leg kick and gets to the plate very quickly. But let's see how he does pitching from the stretch for the first time.
Yeah, and Tolles, he just hasn't thrown one sinker after another.
He went down again with another sinker, and it's 2-0. Toward third base, Keppinger very casually grabbed that one on the glove side, and Jason's retired at second, and the inning is over. So the Phillies do get their first base hit. They strand 1. We've played 2, still scoreless. Last year in September, they didn't have as many games, and they won 17 and lost 8. So we start the top of the third. Kaz Matsui, the leadoff batter. And Milt Thompson joins us from the dugout, the Phillies hitting coach. And Milt, it's always interesting when you face a guy for the first time that you don't have a whole lot of information on, and Wilton Lopez is that guy tonight.
Well, yes, we know that he throws a sinker, so we have to be patient and try to work the ball back up the middle instead of, trying to pull it out. Get a scouting report, the guy throws a sinker. It's a bad move to try to pull that ball.
No, we were talking about that, in the first inning when guys are trying to pull, and obviously they have the reports. They know that. How do you not do that?
I don't know. I just keep telling them, hey, try to hit the ball the other way. Just be patient and let the ball move and just go right with it. Hit it back up the middle or hit it to left center if you're a lefty.
Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kaz Matsui. Milt, so many folks have talked about this final week of the season and what it's like to play September baseball. I mean, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
It's definitely what it's all about. The whole key is you just have to relax and go out there and try to have fun and just play the game. You just take it, one at bat, one pitch at a time, and stay aggressive and try to make things happen.
3-2 the count to Kaz Matsui. And he chops one toward Jimmy. Nice hop for him. Matsui runs well. 1 away.
Hey, Milt, is this the time of the year when you want to be a player and you want to be in these kind of situations?
Oh, most definitely. You live to play in the postseason and to win the division and give yourself an opportunity to fight for that prize, which is to be a world champion.
We were talking before about Charlie having the meeting today with the guys, and I know you've been part of those conversations as a player, as a coach, through the minor leagues, through the major leagues, and I guess it's always good for the skipper or for the coaches to have these collective conversations with players, just to say, hey guys, we got something ahead of us that's going to be pretty special. Just relax and go out and play some baseball.
That's exactly right. I mean, you just got to go out and continue to play the way you've been playing all year. Our goal is to win 3 more games, and let's start it tonight. Let's go out and play the game the way we're capable of playing. We shouldn't have a problem.
Well, Miguel Tejada's the batter. The count, no balls and 1 strike to him.
No, can these crowds here energize players?
Oh, most definitely. It was almost like the playoff atmosphere with the towels waving around yesterday and again today. And if you can't get fired up with that going on, I mean, it's hard. I don't know what to say. These fans are behind us 100%, trying to get us, trying to will us to winning the game.
Tejada on the hands, loops one toward Utley, and he's retired for the 2nd time. So 2 away here in the 3rd. Milt, people have talked about this time of the year and how guys could be tired because it's so late in the season. As a coach, how do you get them to get to the finish line without having that fatigue on their mind or on their body?
Playing in the postseason is enough. Just getting the opportunity to play in the postseason. There's plenty of time to rest once the season's over.
Well, here's Lance Berkman with 2 outs at the top of the 3rd. Berkman, his first time up, struck out, and he takes one down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, we've seen a couple of guys start to put some pretty good swings together during this month, and one guy that continues to do it is Ryan Milt. I mean, the RBI totals just continue to pile up. I mean, he has picked up and finished up in September where he left off in August.
And that's the thing about Ryan. Everybody talks about the slow starts and everything, but at the end of the year, his numbers are where they are every year. 40-some home runs and a lot of ribbies.
Well, Lance Berkman is also one of those guys that has some home runs and a lot of ribbies during his career, and he has just given the Astros a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd. And Milt, as always, we appreciate it, and we look forward to talking to you down the road.
Thanks a lot. Take care, guys.
All right, Milt Thompson, the Phillies hitting coach, joining us here in the top of the 3rd. And Wheels, we talked about Lance Berkman's struggles against left-handed pitching, and that was a pitch that was just out over the plate. Yeah, it was a fastball down, it looked like, and he hit that thing a long way. That jumped out of here to deep left center field. There's no doubt about it, home run. So the Astros are on the board early. It's 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd. 25th home run for Berkman. That's his 7th right-handed, and of course 18 from the left side. That one's off the end of the bat. A flare to right. Utley is back, makes the grab in the inning. is over. But the Astros do get a run on the home run by Berkman. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Astros. Which three players did the Phillies give up when they acquired Brad Lidge and Eric Bruntlett from Houston after the 2007 season? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. And Chris Wheeler, you are smoking hot with these trivia questions, and I think we may have just handed that one to you. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Florida Marlins have taken the early lead over the Atlanta Braves thanks to Josh Johnson, who drove in a run in the top of the 2nd inning. Braves have won 7 consecutive games, and they got a little fortunate here. The 2nd run, John Baker was thrown out. Pretty good relay by Yunel Escobar to Brian McCann. So it's 1-0 Marlins, as they are in the top of the 3rd. Excuse me, the top of the 3rd. There's Paul Bacco. Paul was 0 for 2 last night. That ended a 6-game hitting streak. But over his last 7 games, he has built his average up to 224. And he has started to get into the rhythm a little bit offensively. It's 3-1. There was some talk tonight, or there was a thought tonight, that Carlos Ruiz would be in the starting lineup, but he took batting practice again today. He's feeling a whole lot better, and I think that Charlie just wanted to give him an extra day before he put him back in the lineup. And there's ball 4, so Bacco's aboard with the leadoff walk. Phillies baseball is brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. By Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by Dodge. Live strong. Live bold. Live now. Dodge. Grab life. Leadoff walk for Paul Bacco here in the bottom of the 3rd. First walk issued by Lopez. Jay Happ squaring. And he takes it for a strike.
It's the case, of course, where you want to try and make the first baseman field the ball. You have a catcher running at first. Even though Bacco moves pretty well, it can be very tough to bunt a guy over in this situation when he's the 8-hole hitter who's a catcher.
Happ handles the bat well, and he bunts that one up the first base line. The only play is to first, and the sacrifice is successful.
Yeah, Tolles decided to pick that one up. I guess he felt there was no chance that was going to go foul, but it was close to the line. And he had plenty of time to look at that one because Happ barely got out of the batter's box when he picked it up. So Philly's got a little bit of a break on that, I think. Watch right here where Jay bunts it. Now, see how close this thing is to the line. Look where he is when he picks it up. Well, you know why he picked it up? The more you think of it, he was going to go to second. Yeah. He thought about going to second. That's why he did it so fast. And, you know, it probably was going to stay fair, but he had plenty of time still to look at that. But he did. He wanted to go to second base on that.
So here's Jimmy with a runner at second. Phillies trail it 1-0. And J. Roll with his second look now at Wilton Lopez.
Here's another look at it. And his first reaction is to look at second base. Baco got a really good jump. There he goes. He looks up and he goes, nope, I better not. And he has the easy play at first. Good job by Jay, though, to get the bunt out.
Toward left center field. That's slicing away from Michaels. It drops in for a base hit. Baco's going to tie the game up, and Michaels, well, he fumbles the ball out left center, and Jimmy's at second base. It's a 1-1 game. An RBI for J-Roll, his 77th of the year. And the second time through the lineup, maybe the Phillies can get something going against Wilton Lopez.
Well, you play the game the right way, and some good things can happen. They played the game the right way by bunting the runner over, and now when this ball drops, no problem for Baco to score. It would have been tough to score him if he were just at first base, of course, because he'd have to try and read that off the bat and all those other things. So they get him over, get him in.
Here's Victorino now. And he takes one low, 1 ball and no strikes. You get the feeling that the Phillies just need some kind of crooked number to loosen everybody up a little bit offensively, get things rolling in the right direction.
You need a few bloopers like that. Not that Jimmy didn't hit that ball well, but, you know, it kind of died out there and found a spot. But they, you know, one time through the lineup, now they know what they're going to see from Lopez, and it's going to be sinker, sinker, sinker. Jason Michaels overran that one a little bit. Really didn't contribute to the play, though. It was going to be a double.
Well, number foul, and it's 1-2. Jimmy seemed to adjust, as Wheel said, by just dunking one, putting it the other way, as Milt said, trying to get it up the middle, not trying to pull the ball against the sinker baller. Let's see if Shane could do the same thing here. Toward the middle, Matsui takes it off the lip of the grass. And they're 2 away. So over to third goes J-Roll. Milt wanted him to go up the middle, and he did. It just wasn't hit that hard. Hey, visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Now check out the newly added Phillies Authentic section, featuring authenticated game-used items. Get your gear straight from the source. Shop the Phillies.com shop. Well, a runner on third, 2 outs, and here's Chase. Chase grounded out to Bergman his first time up. And that is the kind of month it's been for Chase. Month or so it's been for Chase. He's due to get hot.
Well, 2 out runs. You talk about loosening things up. A 2 out run would help loosen things up.
Outside, 2-0.
Especially from one of your big boys.
Toward the right side, Matsui gobbles it up, and the inning is over. But the Phillies do tie it up on the RBI double off the bat of Jimmy Rollins. We have completed 3. It's the Phillies 1 and the Astros 1 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Jimmy with his 42nd double of the year. in the third base dugout. There's Eggy. And he is one of the finest down there, getting some great shots. He is 1 month younger than Wheels. That is his claim to fame from Havertown, PA. And that is why we waited till Wheels left and Sarge came in. Now, if he's 1 month younger than Wheels, then Eggy, you got to write a book too. Oh, imagine what that book would say. Well, Eggy, thanks for everything. And boy, he does some great work down there. And it's always good to see his smiling face up here in the booth before the game, Sarge.
Sure is. All the guys, though, are pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, they're all good. I didn't have a chance to see them early on when I come in and talk with them.
Give them some candy.
Every now and then we'll have candy, cookies, and they don't turn those down.
Who could? Hunter Pence fouls that one off, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eggy has been doing games since 1970 at Connie Mack Stadium. So he's seen Connie Mack.
Wow.
He has seen the Vet, and now he has seen Citizens Bank Park. There's a looper to center field, and Pence is going to be aboard with his 10th hit against the Phillies this year.
Well, he just muscled that ball right in the center field. Pretty good pitch by Hap. See where it is, and it hits him near the label. Could have been a little bit further, but that's a pretty good pitch.
And Jay knew it was a base hit. He didn't even turn around until that ball landed.
Yeah.
So they have to keep an eye on Pence. He has stolen 14 bases this year. Jeff Keppinger sacrificed his last time up, as the Astros were trying to play for a run in the second. They stranded the bases loaded, but then got the run in the third on the home run by Berkman. And that one's over for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count to Keppinger. Pence does not have a big lead coming off that first base bag. But as we've seen during this series and even the series in Houston, when he gets rolling, he runs pretty well.
No, he does run well. And not only that, they usually go on the left-hander first movement and keep going and hope maybe that Ryan Howard would throw the ball away.
This is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just missing a little bit. Once he starts to get ahead and get 2 strikes, his work becomes a little bit easier. Hitters will expand the zone.
Now, Pence has 36 stolen bases in 3 years, but he's been caught 26 times. That's a lot.
That's an awful percentage. Kidding me? Caught 26 times? That's learning when to run, learning when not to run. That speed sometimes can become deceiving, because you're right. Once he gets going, he's fine.
89-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Tigers have jumped out to a 3-0 lead over the Twins. Miguel Cabrera has a solo home run, his 33rd of the year. So again, the Tigers lead the division by 1 after the Twins' victory earlier today. That is a 4-game series that they are playing in Detroit. And it remains 1-2. In fact, last night's game was rained out, and they honored the I don't want to bring up a sore subject, Sarge, but they honored the 1984 Detroit Tigers, which won the World Series over the Padres, who beat the Cubs to get to the World Series.
Yeah, that wasn't a good feeling. Time to time, you still think about what could have been. That's why even here, for the Phillies that have a lead, you don't want to give that up, because believe me, you'll be thinking about this one years to come. It's always harder when you've had the lead and then you end up losing it.
Soft roller to shortstop. Jimmy's got to play at second. There's one, and that's all they'll get. But that's a good play. They had a hustle to get that lead runner. So
Hat made another good pitch as he got in on the hands. Almost cost them a double play because the ball was not hit as hard as you would like, but they end up getting the lead runner.
All right, now Jay Happ at his last outing went 5 2/3. He's only made now 4 starts here in the month of September. Is there still, some rust to kick off because he was out with that oblique strain? Sorry?
I don't think so now. I think he's healthy. He's been throwing the ball and had some other starts. I think he's ready to go. Just been off just a little bit on the fastball and from getting ahead of the guys.
Well, what I've liked, not only tonight, but even in that start against the Brewers, his secondary pitches, the changeup, which we just saw, and even the breaking ball, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, doesn't throw a lot of curveballs, but the changeup is the bread and butter, but more so being able to get ahead with the fastball.
So no balls and 1 strike to count to Jason, who struck out his last time up, and he lines that one foul, so it's 0-2.
Well, these are the clubs you just don't want to stay close to. It's just funny things happen. They have nothing to lose in playing and finishing out the season. It's a feather in their cap if they can come in and play well. But these are the guys that you want to stomp on.
Well, at this point, Sarge, I think all these guys are the ones you want to stump on.
Yeah, well, just haven't seen a lot of hard hit balls by the fighting fields. You've been used to seeing that over the course of the year. And that's how you go on how guys are swinging the bat. What kind of outs are they making? Making good outs, swinging the bat where they're hard outs? Or are you swinging at balls that's the pitcher's pitch? And so far, over the last couple of weeks, for me, that's what they've been doing. A lot of ground balls and check swing strikeouts.
Call strike 3. Michaels hesitant on pulling the trigger, and Happ is able to work the outside part of the plate for another strikeout.
That's a real good curveball on the outside part of the plate. That one a little bit harder. That's the one you would hope he'd throw the left-handers. Look at the bite on that pitch as it comes down, almost 12-6.
So Jason Michaels has struck out twice, playing center field for Michael Bourne. And here's Tolles, who was intentionally walked his first time up.
Almost glad to see Michael not in there, especially with the speed that he has.
And Tolles has a base hit, pulls that one to left. Up to second base goes Keppinger, so 2 runners on. And Wilton Lopez will get a chance to bat for the second time. So a 1-1 game, and since the 2003 season, even with their struggles this year, the Astros have won 106 games in September. Now they've had some pretty good teams in 03, even 04. The Phillies, meanwhile, 114 wins in September. They always seem to finish strong.
Well, and that's what you like, though. You want your team to finish strong in that September month. That does show character. See everybody or all the pitchers. There's Ruiz around and talking.
To the count to Lopez. Happ has scattered 5 hits through the first 4 innings of this ball game. And a called strike 3. Buddy has 4 strikeouts along the way. He has now stranded 5 runners through the first 4 innings of tonight's ball game. The Astros strand 2 here in the 4th. We move on to the bottom of the 4th. And Ryan Howard will lead things off of this strikeout by Jay Happ. Last of the 4th inning. Everybody's got their jackets on and a cool night. Yep, that's right. Doing a little flex cam here at the ballpark, and that youngster's still thinking he might get a chance to get on the big screen. But guess what? He did get on the big screen.
Yep,
the big screen at home.
Oh.
We start the bottom of the 4th inning, and Ryan Howard, who has 55 RBIs in his last 44 games, leads it off, getting a chance to bat for the 2nd time against Lopez. And he lays off the first pitch.
First pitch change up with movement on it. Almost similar movement as the two-seamer that he throws a little bit harder than that. I should say a lot harder.
Little number left side. They're not going to get him. And Ryan is going to have an infield single. Sarge, 4th time this month that he's had that swinging bunt.
Well, I tell you, he would like that too, simply because there's so many balls that he hits hard on the right side that he doesn't get credit for a hit. So it's good that sometimes they even out as he hits the ball. But you see the effort that he made going the other way. Didn't come off the ball. Didn't hit the ball good, but at least he was going that way. Ends up getting a hit out of it.
So he's aboard to start this 4th. And here's Raul. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Raul, who struck out his first time up.
Now, a lot of times hitters don't want to get jammed, but good hitters will get jammed because you're going through the ball. You're staying through the ball, through the middle of the plate with it. Every now and then, sure, you're going to pull a ball or look to pull a ball. But for the most part, especially in today's game where everything is middle away, you want to go the other way. And in this ballpark, they can go deep here.
All right, we talked to Milt Thompson earlier about that, saying it's easier said than done. Any tips to be able to do that? That one's toward the middle. Base hit for Ibanez. Howard's going to stop at second. So Raul's got a single. After the swing and bunt by Howard, the Phillies have the first 2 batters on, and Raul did just, I think, Sarge, what you were talking about.
Well, what you want to do when you're practicing on that, and that goes in batting practice, you don't want to sit there and hit balls out of the ballpark off of coaches. You want to hit that ball up the middle and then the other way.
Well, speaking of taking good swings, how about Dan Uggla?
Well, you get it out over the plate. That looked like Hudson. Ball's going to go a long way. I mean, it's almost like you just soft tossed him, and it was Mr. Hudson.
So Tim Hudson gives up Dan Uggla's 31st home run of the year. The Marlins lead the Braves 2-0. That game's in the top of the fourth. And now Jason Worth.
See Jason there on his heels. When he's not on his heels, he's a much, much better hitter. But that's more mental than anything else when it comes to keeping shoulder in. And you did notice he's has his hands up, Jason, a little bit higher. We went on the road trip. He had his hands down low and then getting into that hitting position.
That's a strike, but that's not the kind of pitch that Jason wants to go after. So it's a good hold.
When a pitcher wants you to hit into a double play, usually that pitch is down and away. Maybe sometimes off speed, hoping you will roll over. Good eye.
Lopez, the young right-hander, against Jason Worth, who singled his first time up, an infield single. And it's 3-1.
Now this is when he's definitely in the driver's seat, looking for a ball, middle in, and just don't be late on it. Stay through the ball. Jason, one of those hitters that can go deep anywhere in the stadium. Center field, left field, right field.
It's a good hitter's count. And ball 4. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Dewey Robinson, the pitching coach for the Astros, heading out to the mound. Well, if you want to be a part of these crowds next year, the Phillies are taking full and partial ticket plan deposits right now. You can log on to Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. That's right, full season or partial season ticket plans. Deposits are being accepted right now. It's been a great year watching the Phillies on an everyday basis here at Citizens Bank Park, and the door is open for 2010. The door is open right now for the Phillies offense here in the bottom of the fourth. Let's see if Pedro Feliz can kick it wide open.
And wants to get the ball up in the zone and doesn't want to swing at it low. Good at bat by Jason Worth, not swinging at that 3-1 pitch. Very tempting, but the ball was down.
The infield is a double play depth for the Astros. And that one's in the air to left field. It's deep, and the Phillies are going to take the lead. Grand slam, Pedro Feliz. Another one for the Phillies. And they have just taken a 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Well, that should relax everybody. Pitch swinging, and Pedro Feliz has woken up the crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. His 7th career grand slam.
Oh my, just a hanging slider. Cadillac time every single time. Look how he goes against that front foot, head down on it as it goes out of the ballpark. No doubt about it when he hit the ballpark, and you're right. Escalade time.
Big time. You got to get a big car if you're going to hit a grand slam. And Pedro Feliz just won $200 for Justin Johnson of Willingboro. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot. A slow roller to first by Paul Bacco. What a way. Well, the Phillies have set a record for grand slams this season. It's their 11th grand slam. I mean, it's amazing to see this team hit home runs. And when you hit 218 home runs, you figure 1 or 2 or 11 are going to be grand slams.
Yeah. Well, they've done a good job with that, with the home runs. 79 RBIs for Pedro Feliz. It's a lot of RBIs, half down in that 7th spot. But that's the kind of sound that you want, not necessarily going out of the ballpark, but you want to hear the sound of the bat, the way that he hit that ball. And that ball just in the right spot, too, when it was going out. Line drive.
Wesley Wright up and loosening in the pen for the Astros, and Happ sends one to the air straightaway center field. Jason Michaels makes the over-the-shoulder grab.
Boy, what a good play. Boy, playing shadow. Happ gets into it. Easily could have gone over his head. Toughest play for a center fielder. The ball that's right over his head. He goes back, gets the angle on that ball, and makes a fine catch out of it. I didn't think he was going to get it when it was first hit. As it goes right over his head, you can see he had some extension on that. Eyes on it all the way, and he ended up getting, well, made that catch look pretty easy, and it wasn't that easy.
So Happ is retired. Phillies lead it 5-1. And here's Jimmy, who drove in the first run for the Phils. And swinging at the first pitch, and the count 0-1.
Yeah, that ball up though a little bit more in the zone. Don't mind that at all. The ones that are down where you're getting ground balls, those are the ones that you don't want. Where see J-Ro with 77 RBI, got to that leadoff spot.
By the way, just some house cleaning on that grand slam by Pedro. Ryan Howard scored his 100th run of the season on that grand slam. As Sarge said, it was the 12th homer for Feliz, but his 79th RBI. As Jimmy stays alive, and it's 1-2. So 2 Phillies with 100 runs scored.
I know he went out there and told him, hey, get the slider down and away. Don't overthrow it. And he didn't. The ball was just spinning, and it just almost right back into his swing. Any pitcher will tell you those hanging breaking balls will go a long way.
Jimmy rolls it right through the hole on the right side. So he's got his second hit. 6th hit overall for the Phils in this game. Keep on piling on, boys.
Yeah, that's 4 in this inning so far.
Dave Clark has bullpen action. Looks like he's debating, and here he comes. That's going to be it for Wilton Lopez. So his night is going to be done after 3 2/3, and the left-hander Wesley Wright is going to be the new pitcher for the Astros. So they'll switch Victorino around to the right side, and Pedro Feliz had took a big reason as to why Lopez is out of this game with his grand slam. A new T-shirt for breast cancer awareness. It features the logos from both teams with the Philadelphia skyline. It's available both at the Majestic Clubhouse store and at the Eagles Pro Shop. It's $20, and all proceeds benefit the Jefferson Breast Cancer Center at Jefferson Hospital. And Christine Connors, who is our stage manager up here in the booth, is modeling the T-shirt. It's a great item for a great cause, and it's got the Phillies logo, the Eagles logo on it. I think one of the best things is that all proceeds benefit the Jefferson Breast Cancer Center at the Jefferson Hospital. And you see the Phillies skyline, you see the pink where the lights would normally be illuminating. And both teams have done great jobs over the years in raising awareness for different causes, breast cancer being one of them. And this is a great item. And Christine, you can now keep that shirt. Thank you for your donation. $20. It's a great T-shirt. Phillies and the Eagles put together a press conference today announcing the partnership. And it all began several weeks ago when Joe Banner, the president of the Eagles, and David Montgomery, the president of the Phillies, talked about working together. And this is what they came up with it. And it's not only a great item, but a great cause. Wesley Wright facing Shane Victorino gets him to pop up on the first pitch to finish up this fourth inning. But what a fourth inning it was. Pedro Feliz, his 7th career grand slam. He guessed right on the first pitch. Phillies lead it 5-1. Leads it off against Jay Happ. Matsui's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And they count 2 balls and no strikes. Jay Happ has allowed so far in this ball game 5 hits and just the 1 run.
That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to start to give guys free passes, meaning walking hitters. Make them hit to get on.
Matsui leading off tonight for Michael Bourne, who is fine. Dave Clark just decided to give him the first part of this night off against the left-hander. Michael Bourne has good numbers against lefties, but he's been playing just about every day, so they figure they'd give him a day off today. 3-2 the count. There is Michael. And Matsui stays alive. Michael Bourne was a big reason why the Astros won last night against the Phillies. He was part of that 5-run inning. field line. Out of play. Well, from Turner Field in Atlanta, the Braves have gotten a sac fly from Garrett Anderson. Made it a 2-1 game. That one's at the bottom of the 4th inning. Atlanta is still batting. A couple outs against Josh Johnson. And we'll keep you up to date on that one. Again, Matsui fouls it off. And it remains 3-2. Sarge, we were mentioning the T-shirts that we had shown that Christine was wearing. Phillies and the Eagles had this press conference earlier today. It's a great initiative. And we talked about the proceeds as Matsui fouls that one down the left field line. But the T-shirt costs $20, and all of the proceeds will be donated to the Jefferson Breast Care Center. And it's just a great way for both of these great organizations to come together and raise money for just such a great cause. And let's face it, both organizations have done wonderful work in the community over the years. It's kind of neat to see them working together for this.
Working together and more or less giving back, which you like to do. But it's such a great cause, and having both teams be able to participate, it's always a good thing.
In the air to right field, not that deep. Jason Worth is under it, and one away. Hey, close out the game with Greg Murphy for the most extensive game breakdown and get the expert analysis of former pitcher Ricky Metallico, plus Leslie Goodell's exclusive player interviews on Sloan Toyota Presents Phillies post-game live after the game only on Comcast Sportsnet. So 1 out. Here's Miguel Tejada hitless in 2 at-bats. And that one's outside 1-0. Tejada's grounded out to short. He's also lined out to second. Anyway, the Phillies and the Eagles held the press conference earlier today. The Fanatic was there. Swoop, the Eagles mascot, was there. The Phillies ball girls were in attendance, and they modeled those T-shirts as well. And again, all proceeds will be donated to the Jefferson Breast Care Center. Line drive, and it's a 16-game hitting streak for Tejada. So 1 out single. And that is the 6th hit allowed by Jay Happ.
You see 93 pitches for Jay, and not only that, right now is a tough part of the lineup. This is what you want to control to keep the momentum right on your side. That's where you like to pitch. Berkman, he likes the ball. He's a low ball fastball hitter, especially from the right side. A little easier to get him out when you're up in the zone when he's swinging from the right side. See how late he was. That ball, oh, wow. Interference, he just called, catcher interference. Swinging late. And a lot of times what will happen on that is the catcher will bring the glove out to try and catch the ball. And you'll see how he moves that glove a little bit forward there. And once it hits it, you know right away, Berkman saying, hey, I hit something else other than that ball.
So it's an error charge to Paul Bacco. That's his 4th error of the year. That's how they score that. That's how the batter reaches base if you're scoring at home. So it's an E2, catcher's interference. And there are 2 runners on with 1 out. And a tough hitter in Carlos Lee.
Looking for a ground ball double play. He's the type of hitter, however, that doesn't mind hitting with 2 strikes on him. Does have power. He's had his kind of same usual year where he drives in 100. Usually drives in a little bit more than that. He's a 300 hitter.
Pitch is taken up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Lee singled and popped out. earlier in the game. He singled his first time up, popped out to second in the third. Phillies leading 5-1. Broke his bat. Looper toward left. That's going to drop in for a hit. Tejada's around third, heading for home. He's going to score. It's an RBI for Lee, and it's now 5-2. So that's his third RBI, Lee's, of this series. And Rich Doobie's going to head out to the mound. Settle in Jay Happ.
Amanya is still doing a good thing. You see that ball, it was a changeup. Broken bat. Doing a good thing, though, and keeping that double play in order. You don't want to throw the ball up high and then have both runners advance to get to second and third.
Might be early for the Phillies bullpen, but obviously they don't want to let this one go, and he is getting close to 100 pitches, so maybe somebody will get up in and start to loosen just in case Jay runs into any more trouble here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. You don't want to give back all of these runs. So far, the Houston hitters, they've been taking a lot of pitches, going a little bit deeper in the count, not doing a lot of first pitch swinging.
Hunter Pence has singled twice, once an infield single, the other one to center. So he's 2 for 2. And it's inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, he's had a good year for hitting in back of Mr. Lee, because usually he picks up all the RBIs, and see Pence does have 71. You would think he'd have a little bit more, however, with 25 home runs.
That one's the straightaway center field. It's well hit. Victorino, though, is at the spot, makes the catch. The runners don't tag. They go back. And 2 outs.
Wow.
Ball carried better than I thought.
You're not going to believe it. The wind really just kind of picked up and started to gale out there in center field. He just missed from hitting that ball out, and that was a pretty good pitch. Ball down and away. Victorino going back. See the flags as they're waving.
Well, and Sarge, I'm wondering, as I look at Berkman and look at Lee, maybe he's not as much Lee, but really Berkman, you know, why he wasn't tagging in that spot.
Well, a lot of times if you know that a hitter is going to go on and be able to catch it. Now, he's just playing it safe kind of halfway, not really running the run, but most runners would have tagged on that particular play. He's hoping maybe Victorino might drop the ball, he'd be able to score. And most hitters would tag up, especially if you think that he's under it.
And the other reason I thought that Berkman would tag and go to third is that he doesn't run all that well anymore. So, you know, a base hit by Keppinger, he's, you know, sure to score from third.
Yeah, well, that's really good thinking, because again, that's why he was halfway, so that if he did drop it, he'd be able to score. You're right, he's not a fast runner.
0-1 the count to Keppinger. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Right field line. On the run is Jason Worth into foul territory, and he just missed getting there. Good effort, though. And it's 1-2. Well, from Turner Field, the news is good for the Phillies. Cameron Maybin, a 2-run home run at the top of the 5th. That was a deep one against the Atlanta Braves, and the Marlins now lead it 4-1. His 4th home run of the season.
He's one of those guys they're counting on for next year, and Maybin plays center field, excellent speed, had problems hitting the breaking ball, sent down to the minor leagues.
Well, here the Phillies lead it 5-2. The count 1-2 to Jeff Keppinger. 2 runners on. Swing and a miss. He got him. And Happ works out of this 5th inning. He does allow a run on the single by Carlos Lee, but he picks up his 5th strikeout of the night. We have played 4.5 here in Philadelphia. Jay Happ through 5 has a 3-run lead. Field. It's deep, and the Phillies are going to take the lead. Grand slam! Angel Feliz. Another one for the Phillies. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. So the Phillies lead it 5-2 now as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Wesley Wright, who threw 1 pitch in relief of Wilton Lopez to get Shane Victorino, will face the Phillies left-handers here. And Rich Doobie is trying to get some contacts made to the bullpen. He must have some phone problems in the dugout, and they're working on him right now in the bullpen. Jamie Moyer is up and loosening. It's like the old days, Sarge.
Yeah, you know what they'd actually do is have different signs for different pitchers. Heavier guys, they kind of have their arms going apart.
Real tall guys.
Tall guys, exactly. So he had kind of like a little, and a lot of times too, the phones would not work. Don't know what that's all about, but they'll get it together.
Chase is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, once to first, once to second.
Going to really have to go if he's going to get those 100 RBIs. He's got 92 right now.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Guys aren't really caring about personal stats right now. They're just trying to win ball games to get in. And if it happens, it happens. So it doesn't take away from their year that they don't get 100 RBIs.
There's Rich Doobie. He's still trying to get somebody up. There's a lot of guys out there. Well, Jamie is still loosening, but I think he wants somebody else up too.
Sounded like it.
And Chase is down looking on strikes.
Borderline. Pitcher's pitch. Take a look at it, see exactly where it is. It's been calling the low pitch. Again, that's a pitcher's pitch out over the plate.
right now will face Ryan Howard. Ryan struck out, but he reached on an infield single his last time up and came around to score on the grand slam by Pedro. And he takes one down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. We were talking after the first 10 days or so of the season, or of the month of September, about Ryan and whether he could duplicate what he did in August. He has 24 RBIs here in the month. I mean, that's nearly 1 RBI per game.
That's not a strike. He's getting a little happy on the low strike now. With that one there, you could clearly see that it was off the plate and maybe down. But he has put you on notice now that if he throws a low strike as a hitter, you got to make the adjustment. You got to go on and swing at that pitch simply because he's calling.
3-2 the count. And Ryan's down on strike, so 2 away here in the 5th inning. So 3 batters faced for Wesley Wright. He's retired all 3. Well, down in the first base dugout is a guy that sometimes is up here behind home plate as well. There's Pete Mickelson, one of our camera operators. Pete, who resides in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania. Most memorable game, part 1 of the 2008 World Series Game 5, and also the 2007 division clinch. And I agree with Pete on that one because of how that game ended.
Yeah.
With J-Roll making that diving stab.
Oh, it was just unbelievable, really, being able to corral that ball.
And to get Ryan Zimmerman. And that's Pete's shot right there. Getting a good look at Raul Ibanez. Two 2-0 the count to Raul. Raul pops it straight up. It should find the seats. I want to see what Pete was doing during Pedro Feliz's home run. Well, watch the crowd. This is Pete's shot from the first base dugout. Look at the crowd. They knew this was gone. Look at those guys jumping up. And they were following the track of that ball as Pete was following Pedro and then Ryan to the plate. And that grand slam right now is the difference in this ball game here at the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, it does take a little pressure off of the offense. That's what you want to do.
Three balls, 1 strike to count.
Boy, this kid seems to have a pretty good arm. Pretty live arm. Fastball 92. He's been going deep in the count, however, but when he has, he's been able to come back and throw strikes.
And that one just missed. Ball 4. Good eye by Raul Ibanez. And it's a 2-out walk. Now the Astros had nobody loosening up, so that means Jason Worth, who has the most home runs in the league against left-handed pitching, will get a chance to bat against the left-hander here.
And that is a good thing.
Jason has reached on a single. He walked and scored ahead of Pedro on his home run. And that one is up and away, 1-0. See those 13 home runs that Jason has against left-handers. 2-0 the count.
Well, just missing twice on the outside part of the plate.
He certainly has been worth his weight in gold as he has emerged as an everyday player. He's gone through a little bit of a mix-up here in September, but he has had a good year. And it's 2-1.
It's a good swing, however. Ball was just in a good spot. Well, those are the type of swings that he wants to have, where he's not pulling off, shoulder going into it. Doesn't guarantee you're going to get hits, but it will maximize your ability to do just that.
Opposite way, a looper into foul territory. And it runs the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Pence gave it a look. So did Lance Berkman. Bainia's back to first. The count 2-2. You kind of expect that there is an at bat or a game where Jason will get that trigger back, and then will find that stroke, which was such a big part of August, the first part of September. He had a pretty good first part of September.
Yeah, he always seems to look so much better, and he does against the left-handers, because they are throwing from that opposite side and ball coming into you. But you're right, when he's hot, he'll be able to hit left-handers or right.
That one in the air to right center field. He hit it pretty well. Jason Michaels into the alleyway. Does he have room? Gone! 2-run opposite field home run for Jason Worth. He stayed in and he blasted it over the scoreboard in right center field. And the Phillies lead it 7-2.
We talked about that the last at-bat. I mean, he can leave any part of the ballpark. His problem is he just comes off the ball. He's had an extremely good year. Little icing on the cake with that 2-run home run. And you're right, he is worth it. And that's what you like, boy, being able to add on Cadillac time for Jason Worth.
35 home runs now for Jason. 96 runs batted in. That's right. Put that Jason Worth shirt back on, that jersey back on. Here's Feliz to left. Lee on the run, makes the run and grab, and the inning is over. But Jason Worth, his 2-run home run, and has ignited this crowd once again here at Citizens Bank Park. Opposite field, he drove it. It looked like he knew it right off the bat. Phillies lead it 7-2. The attendance mark above 3 million again and setting an all-time attendance record for the franchise. Home field advantage goes a long way, and it is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, home field has certainly been an advantage for the Phillies, particularly since the 1st of July, and it usually is here at this ballpark. And the Phillies have taken advantage of the energy of this crowd tonight. They lead it 7-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Jay Happ starts the inning, and he faces Jason Michaels, who he has gotten on strikes twice tonight. Once swinging, once looking.
And I think Jamie Moyer, he continues to throw in the bullpen.
That's a good pitch right there by Happ, right in on the hands of Jason Michaels. One away.
It is a good pitch.
Hey, we mentioned this before. The Phillies and the Eagles have teamed up to create a new T-shirt for breast cancer awareness. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it features the logos from both teams with the Philadelphia skyline. It's a great T-shirt. It's available at both the Phillies Majestic Clubhouse store and the Eagles Pro Shop. $20 is the cost, and all proceeds benefit the Jefferson Breast Care Center at Jefferson Hospital. Big press conference held today by the two organizations, and it is a beautiful T-shirt. Christine was modeling it before. And again, $20, and all proceeds go to the Jefferson Breast Care Center. One away. The count 1-0 to Tolles, and that one's in at the knees. It's 1-1. Tolles walked his first time up, singled in the 4th inning. And it's 2-1. Boy, it would be big if Jay Happ can get through this 6th inning, Sarge.
Yeah, I mean, the more innings he can throw, you don't think he's going to throw many more than just this one with how many pitches that he has right now.
Well, the other thing, too, we talked about him not pitching that much here in the month of September. It's, you know, he feels pretty strong just talking to him. And I think he felt badly that he missed those starts because of the oblique strain and was lifted after 3 against the Braves. I think he wants to prove something, too, that he can get himself through the 6th inning of tonight's game.
Yeah, well, again, too, he learned something there, that if you're not really hurt, just almost keep it to yourself. He being smart, he felt something. And he felt he could have gone on and pitched, even though he did have a little frown on his face as if he did have some problems.
Well, the 5th inning, he threw 24 pitches. The 2nd inning, he threw 28. He's kind of battled tonight. He has 5 strikeouts, 117 for the year, which is tops among all rookie pitchers. His 11 wins is tied with Tommy Hanson for the most among rookies in the National League. Down the left field line goes Tolles. And he's going to have another base hit. That'll roll softly to the wall. And Tolles, who runs well, is at second with a 1-out double. His last double, July of 2008. And it's his first extra base hit of the year. Jamie just signaled that he is ready to go. He's loose.
Now there's a tough thing for a guy that has started, where you get up, you get heated up. Usually when you're starting, you walking in to go in. He has to sit back down.
Chris Johnson's going to pinch hit for the Astros. He has 2 hits and 20 at bats so far this year. There's Jamie, so he will sit down again. They'd probably use him if Happ runs into trouble here in the 6th, but it's unlikely. Or would they use him in the 7th?
Well, he might start him in the 7th. It just depends. I mean, Charlie has done things obviously his way. I don't think you really want to bring him in and pitch to those 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters that they might have coming up.
Swing and a miss. A high fastball, and Johnson's down on strikes for the second out. That's 6 strikeouts now for Jay Happ.
Right, just a good old-fashioned hard fastball up in the zone. Just not able to catch up to that ball. Good pitch, though, by Jay Happ.
Yeah, he really moved the eye level up and down. So now 2 outs. Kaz Matsui 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He's flied out to right. Down in Atlanta, the Marlins just worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that game is still 4-1 in favor of the Fish. Josh Johnson against Tim Hudson. Here the Phillies have gotten a grand slam from Pedro Feliz, a 2-run home run from Jason Worth. So far it's a good night all the way around for the Phillies. And a good off-speed pitch. That was a fastball. I thought that was an off-speed pitch.
Could have been his cutter, though, that moves a little bit. No, because the fastball, he does throw at about 92, 93, consistently at 91.
In the air to left field, that's well hit. Ibanez is going back, and he's going to run out of room. A 2-run home run for Kaz Matsui. And the Phillies' lead is now at 3. Matsui, 9 home runs. And 46 runs batted in.
Well, Jamie's not throwing right now. Charlie's going out. They asked him, was he ready? He's going to get back on the mound and just start to heat up again. Charlie probably will just wait until home plate umpire comes out and get him. Well, he's signaling already. Oh, watch where the pitch is, and that's a ball middle up near the belt area. And he made solid contact.
So Jay Happ's day is done. 2 outs here at the top of the 6th inning. Jamie Moyer's night is just beginning. Slam against CC Sabathia, his home run against the Dodgers, and then Matt Stair's pinch hit home run against the Dodgers, and of course that final strikeout from Brad Lidge. Well, what will this fall bring? Well, the 2009 postseason is coming, and you can catch all the action throughout the playoffs on TBS and Fox. And you could be here in this ballpark just like another huge crowd this evening. The 68th sellout of the year, the 37th straight. They were all given rally towels to do with what they want. And 45,082 on hand tonight. Look at that, 3.3 million plus have come through the turnstiles here at the ballpark this year.
Well, fans have done their job, to say the least, and trying to root their team on.
Well, here's Jamie Moyer on here in the top of the 6th with nobody on and 2 outs. 30th game for Jamie, 12-10. with an ERA of just under 5. And how about this, Sarge? Jamie's coming out and he's pitching from the stretch.
Yeah. Oh, that's what most of the relievers do. Although you try and do what you're accustomed to. Jamie more so a starter, used to winding up, and maybe he feels more comfortable in this position.
Well, maybe he's also sending a message that he could come in the middle of an inning. Maybe when there's somebody on, he's trying to get himself more comfortable coming into a game out of the bullpen.
Well, the thing about Jamie, though, you're looking more that hitters will make contact. He does get an occasional strikeout.
Well, he's fallen behind 3-1. To straightaway center field. Victorino on the run, and he's there to make the grab, and the inning is over. So Jamie Moyer comes on, faces, and retires the only batter for the Astros here in the 6th. We move on to the bottom of the 6th. I'm loving it. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Well, we played 5.5 here in Philadelphia. Phillies lead it 7-4. The offense has woken up tonight for the Phils. They've gotten 2 home runs. A grand slam by Pedro Feliz, a 2-run shot by Jason Worth. And now Chad Paranto will be the new pitcher for the Astros. This will be his 6th game of the year. No wins, no losses, an ERA over 15. And he will face Paul Bacco, then the pitcher's spot. And right now it's Jamie Moyer at the top of the order.
Yeah, a lot of these pitchers, it's like an audition for them to see exactly what they can do on the major league level, and hopefully they'll try and win a job next year.
Bacco pops the first pitch foul. Well, Paranto has pitched in the big leagues before, but this year he spent the season in Round Rock, the Astros AAA affiliate. He was tied for 3rd in the Pacific Coast League in saves with 24. He was 2-1 with a 1.39 earned run average, and this is his 16th game against the Phillies. And Bacco greets him with a base hit to left.
Well, I got to tell you, that Bacco's bat has woken up. He's been hitting some line drives, had a few home runs. Got to make him feel a lot better. Making solid contact. Well, as you see him going to the opposite field, that's just a good stroke. Just staying back on the ball, level swing, not popping the ball up. Bunting situation for Jamie Moyer.
So Jamie is going to stay in the ball game. He's up there to sacrifice, and he takes one outside, 1-0. See what Jamie's done this year, a 119 average. He has 5 hits and 42 at bats. And he bunts that one toward third. Keppinger has just one play as Bacco is sacrificed up to second for the second time tonight. Good job by Jamie. 5-4 on the putout.
Anytime a pitcher can advance that runner, he's done a great job.
Bacco talking to Miguel Tejada. As Jimmy Rollins will walk to the plate. Paul Bacco's played for 11 different major league teams, so there's always a respect between ball players and a friendship that's built up, but he probably knows more guys than anybody.
Well, you'd have to think so. He's been just about on more teams than anyone. One of the better guys, too, though he fits in with just about every team he goes to.
Jimmy's 2 for 3, and he hits one in the air to center field. Let's see if Bacco tags. He does not. He goes halfway. That one wasn't as deep as the one we saw earlier that was tracked down by Shane Victorino.
Boy, just missed from hitting this ball a long way. Usually when you see that ball going that high, means that that shoulder has come up or dipped down a little bit. He stays through the ball, you get the line drive. You get that shoulder up, you get a fly ball.
Well, now 2 away, and here's Victorino. Jimmy's 2 for 4. Takes a seat in the dugout.
Be a big run to pick up, especially after they've scored.
Ball, 1 strike to count to Shane. Chopper right side. This should do it for the inning. Matsui has it. And Bacco is stranded in scoring position. So the Phillies get a leadoff single by Paul Bacco, but we go to the 7th. They'll settle for a 3-run lead.
Phillies riding the long ball tonight for 6 of their 7 runs to this point. Grand slam home run. As we look at our Verizon Wireless game summary, Pedro with a grand slam home run there. Pedro Feliz in the 4th inning, and then Jason Worthy's 35th home run of the year in the 5th. And Kaz Matsui got these guys back into the game with a 2-run home run last inning. So the one thing about the Astros, Tom, is, you know, we kid around about the dog in the pant leg. Well, that's these guys.
Oh, and Lance Berkman has a home run tonight. He's also reached on catcher's interference, and the count 2 balls and no strikes to him. And you know, we talked about it. They are a very good hitting team. They have a .261 team batting average coming into this ball game, which is not too shabby. It seems like Charlie's trying to get an inning and a third from Jamie Moyer tonight to get the team to the 8th inning of the ball game. On the outside corner, 2-2 the count to Berkman.
Right, that's why they brought Jamie Moyer into the game, to try and get some innings out of him.
I thought it was kind of interesting too, Wheels, when he came in, he worked from the stretch.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He's getting used to be a relief pitcher.
That's the way it seems. Well, from Turner Field, Matt Diaz against Brian Sanchez, a 3-run home run. They're in some long balls down there as well. 2 for the Marlins, now 1 for the Braves. It was his 13th of the year.
Well, he's done some job again this year for them. And I guess they could only get 5 out of Johnson tonight, which is a shame for the Phillies, because he was dealing, it looked like.
Berkman out in front. Well, now it's up to the bullpens for both of those teams. Kenshin Kawakami is pitching for the Braves. Brian Sanchez, who you just saw, pitching for the Marlins. See what Berkman has done against Jamie Moyer. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. And a call, strike 3. Berkman was indecisive. It didn't matter. Mark Carlson liked it. 1 away here in the 7th inning.
Berkman saying, I didn't swing at it, and that wasn't a strike. And Carlson saying, yeah, that was a strike. Because they didn't swing at it. Sets up away.
Oh, that's a pretty good pitch.
Right there on the corner. We're so close to it. Even Berkman, that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, and he has a great eye.
Now Carlos Lee, who takes one at the knees for strike 1. Lee has singled twice, an RBI. Berkman will stew a little bit about that call. Opposite way, Jason Worth is right there.
This is a tough part of their order to get through, too.
Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. From Citizens Bank Park, on a cool night, comfortable night, sold out crowd. 2 more between these 2 teams, and the Phillies have flip-flopped their starting pitchers for the next couple of days. Pedro Martinez will start tomorrow. Cliff Lee will start on Thursday. And that's more because Pedro is ready, and they want to get him back on the mound. Ball 4 and Pence is aboard with a 2-out walk. He's been on base 3 times tonight.
Yeah, and he just missed one his last time up. A couple men on base, and boy, that
Ball
was
carried,
a long,
didn't it?
Oh, that was a long. He's strong, Tom. He's tough to pitch to. Talk to scouts from other ball clubs and ask them how do you pitch to this guy, and they all kind of shake their head the same way we sit up here and think we get him out. They say he's tough to get out, and he's tough. They say he's tough to if you repeat pitches on him. The way to get him out is to somehow get him in a spot where you can throw a high fastball and fool him.
Oh, with 2 away, it brings Jeff Keppinger to the plate. And he'll take one a little low, 1 ball and no strikes. Keppinger tonight is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice in the 2nd, grounded out into a fielder's choice in the 4th, and then struck out his last time out, which was a pretty big strikeout at the time by Jay Happ.
Pence likes to run, but I don't know whether they would run down 2 outs and 3 runs down. And Moyer's fooling him a little bit too. He's on his way back.
Line drive, foul. And the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Keppinger just gets out front a little bit. Hits this thing foul by what, about 5 feet maybe?
And Matson loosening up in the bullpen for the Phillies. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Jamie's going to throw over. The Valley towels popping up here at the ballpark. Jason Michaels waits on deck. If you're wondering why it's Ryan Matson loosening up, and it's probably all because of the matchups. Charlie has said that he's going to go to the matchups in the back end of these games. In the air to straightaway center field. That one's well hit. Victorino on the run. Turned around. Makes the basket catch. Oh, what a play by Shane Victorino. Now, Jamie may have hurt himself on that play. He's being helped off by Paul Bacco. Victorino got turned all the way around before he made that grab. About 1.5 feet on the warning track. And that's not good news for the Phillies right there. Well, here it is. Jamie Moyer delivers the pitch, and he falls on. We start the bottom of the 7th inning. Chase Utley leads things off for the Phillies against Chad Peranto. Phillies lead it 7-4. Shane Victorino just made a very good play, recovering on a fly ball to center field. But on the play, the pitch that was delivered by Jamie Moyer may have been his final pitch of the night, as it looked like he heard something as he fell to the ground, releasing that pitch. I don't know if he got his spikes caught or not.
Yeah, that was an amazing play. I mean, Shane Victorino got turned around, ran a wrong route, and caught up to it with his great speed. And here's Moyer. He throws this pitch.
I don't know if he got his spike cartwheels or if something happened when he landed.
I don't know. I wonder if it was an ankle, a knee. We'll certainly find out soon. And certainly hope he's all right, because he came in and saved the day again.
So 3-0 the count to Chase. Phillies looking to add to their lead. They lead it by 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Peranto, third pitcher used by the Astros tonight. And Chase taking all the way. It's 3-1.
You see Shane turns the wrong way, and now he's got to come back, and that thing going away from him, and he just catches up to it. Good play at the end. And it was, look at him, he's looking at the wall like, oh my, I got myself in trouble and I got out of it.
Toronto pitched a scoreless 6th inning for the Astros. Saw those games he's pitched against the Phillies. A lot of those games was when he was a member of the Atlanta Braves, as Ryan Howard waits on deck. Look out. Davey had to do a little dancing on that one. Fanatic trying to get the crowd back into this ball game. They were energized by those home runs, boy. Pedro Feliz, that grand slam, that came at just the right time.
Oh, that set this place cooking.
Yep. And then the opposite field home run by Jason Worth. He crushed that one.
That kind of helped too.
3-2 the count. And Chase, the opposite way, stays alive once again.
You know this Houston team's going to keep swinging.
To center field, Jason Michaels coming in. One was off the end of the bat by Chase, and there's one away. Well, that brings us to our Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Which 3 players did the Phillies give up when they acquired Brad Lidge and Eric Bruntlett from the Houston Astros after the 2007 season?
Mike Costanzo, Jeff Geary, and Michael Bourne.
Well, Wheels, you are correct, but you needed to do it in alphabetical order.
I figured that was. Thank you so much for these questions that were not in the era of 1925.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
I'm being set up for a Black Sox question or something.
You're going to fall.
Oh yeah, big time. That's why you don't chirp.
1-0 the count to Ryan. Outside 2-0. Well, if you look at Wheels right now, if you look closely, I mean, he is smoking hot. There's not a trivia question out there that he can't get.
Oh, don't even go.
So send him on in. Let's see what he can do.
I'm not good at trivia. I'm not a trivia guy. But
you wrote a book, though.
Not about trivia.
Oh. A lot of answers in there. 2-1 the count.
The book is fun, but not about trivia. Uh-oh.
Something about that mound tonight.
That's it. That's a hammy.
Chad Paronto, after throwing that pitch, he just grabbed his left leg.
You know, the back, when you grab the back, that's a hammy. Boy, it's some big legs too.
I was going to say he's not a small man to help off the field either.
They do not have anybody up in the bullpen, so we're going to have a serious delay here.
He is in pain.
As they try to get him off the field and give somebody as much time as necessary to warm up. Here's a look at it as Tom says he throws that pitch to Ryan that he fouled off. And
right there.
Right there. That's a hammy.
Chad Paronto being helped off the field, and as Wheel said, they didn't have anybody up and loosening, so we'll have a little bit of a delay as they get a relief pitcher into this ball game. Oh boy, he's in an awful lot of pain. So Jamie Moyer went down in the top of the 7th inning at the end of the inning, and now Chad Paronto comes down or goes down here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Dave Clark is adjusting his lineup card, and they're trying to decide who's going to come into this ball game. I think they've already decided. It looks like Jeff Fulcino, a big right-hander, is walking down the stairs. Here's Jamie Moyer on the pitch to Jeff Kempinger. Call to service. The MLB and Players Give Back charitable ticket initiative was created to provide tickets to deserving groups during these challenging economic times. As part of this initiative, the Phillies donated over 6,000 tickets during the last week of the regular season to benefit public servants and underserved children in our area. Well, we talked about it earlier, just how the Phillies and the organization as a whole has done so much to help the community. And earlier today, they had the press conference with the Philadelphia Eagles as they both team up to fight breast cancer. So again, a lot of good work being put together, not only by the organization, the players, the front office, and of course you, the fans. Well, Jeff Fulcino is the new pitcher for the Astros. This is his 59th game. He's 6-4, a 3.40 earned run average, and he will have as much time as he needs to loosen up in relief of Chad Paronto. Paronto went down with an injury as he was facing Ryan Howard. with 1 out here in the 7th inning. And while we have some time, we will take you to Turner Field, where the Florida Marlins got an RBI single off the bat of Jorge Cantu, scoring Chris Coughlin, who doubled to start that 7th inning. And the Marlins lead the Braves 5-4. And the Marlins have the bases loaded right now in that 7th inning. Meanwhile, here, the Phillies, they had a bases loaded situation earlier, and the fans were treated to a grand slam by Pedro Feliz. And the Phillies have not trailed since. So here's Fulchino. Normally relief pitchers like Fulchino get themselves ready pretty quickly. There's Pedro Feliz.
Yeah, and fans have been treated a lot of grand slam home runs by Phillies hitters this year. Here it is, first pitch. Said it was a slider, huh? Little spinner out over the plate, and he crushed it into the seats in left center field.
Sarge was mentioning how from the 7 spot, and that's really where Pedro has batted most of the year, he now has 79 runs batted in. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Howard.
If he should walk, it would be charged to Paranto.
If he strikes him out, though,
it's
Fulchino's. Yep. No, it's 3-1. They do appeal, and Tim Cheetah just shook his head no. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Ryan. And Ryan pops it up. That one was so high that it went up above the upper deck. And Ryan is retired by Miguel Tejada. And Miguel is pointing to the outfielder, saying, "Where were you?"
Saying, "Why didn't somebody call me off?" That thing was up there for about 5 minutes. He is expressive.
So 2 outs.
You see where the outfielders are, but he's got it. That's his. He just likes to have fun. That's all. I'm not going to run him off that thing.
He's telling Kaz Matsui that maybe he should have come out there. He's the second baseman.
When they go that high, you don't hear a whole lot of "I got it."
Here's Raul. Ibanez has scored twice tonight. 91 runs scored now for Ibanez.
Those pop-ups cause a lot of "you got it."
Roles trying to string together a couple of good games to finish up this regular season. Scoring 2 runs in a game, being on base a couple times. That's a good start. He's trying to get that home run stroke down consistently. He has 6 here in the month of September, 33, which ties his career high for the season. Down on strikes. A change up, and Fulchino retires the 2 batters that he faces in relief of Chad Paranto. We have completed 7. We go to the top of the 8th. The Phillies lead it by 3. ninth inning. Ryan Matson is 78th game, 5-5, a 3.27 earned run average. And Wiz, we're not sure if he's in for 2 innings here or 1 inning, and there's another matchup that Charlie likes for the ninth inning. We shall see.
Yeah, that is absolutely a we shall see situation, because it's tough to figure out what's going on right now in the bullpen.
Well, in between innings, the Philly Fanatic was doing the dugout dance with the Rockettes. The world famous Rockettes are here in Philadelphia. Wheels?
Kidding last night about that move Berkman made at second base. Looked like the Rockettes. Well, got them down from New York.
A little symbolism.
Yeah, we brought it up, and here they are. Nice going.
The Radio City Christmas Spectacular, which is such an awesome show, will be at the Wachovia Center for 2 shows on Thursday, December 3rd. And that's why the Rockettes are in town, to promote that. And if you have ever seen that show with the live nativity and everything, it is a great spectacle.
I remember, I'm almost positive we saw the Rockettes on our class trip, my junior class trip, and that was certainly wasted on the class of '63 of Marple Newtown. I think we saw that.
I don't think it was those two, though.
No. Could have been their grandmothers.
Jason Michaels leading off here at the top of the 8th at count 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's a fastball, first strike. It's 1-2. You know, we kid a little bit. We're kind of tongue in cheek about Ryan Matson, that we're not sure, that we're inviting you to come along for the ride here in these last 2 innings. But, you know, really, Charlie said it will be bullpen closer by committee in the back end. And, you know, tonight is a perfect example of that. He may have something in the back of his mind that he thinks will work in the 9th inning.
Or if Matson has a quick 8th, maybe he's going to pitch tonight. Maybe we don't. Stay tuned. Like anybody's leaving this game.
So many people have asked about, you know, these bullpen by committees, if it has ever worked for a World Series team. You know, there have been teams that have not had one closer go into the postseason and go on and win the World Series.
Tim Leland was famous for it with the Pirates.
Pop up to center field. Victorino waits. 1 away.
It's not because a manager doesn't want to have a guy that he can lead on either. It just happens that way.
Well, other playoff races. Speaking of Jim Leyland on the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Tigers hanging on. It's a 6-4 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Curtis Granderson has hit his 30th home run. Miguel Cabrera his 33rd. So 1 away here in the top of the 8th. And Tolles, that'll help Ryan Matson if Pedro Feliz can make this throw. He does. 7 pitches, 2 away here in the 8th inning. Well, Phillies coverage continues tomorrow night at 6:30. Phillies pregame live now before every Phillies game, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, batting for Jeff Fulcino here in the top of the 8th inning with the Phillies on top 7-4 is Darren Erstad for the Astros.
And the guy with that funky delivery, Sammy Gervasio, is up in the bullpen. What is he, a side armor? It's hard to tell what that is.
Side armor and a side stepper.
Man.
They're playing Erstad way over toward the line and left, and he takes one for a strike at the knees. There is the right-hander.
In the game last night for a third of an inning.
To the left side, Pedro Feliz throws out Erstad. A 9-pitch inning for Ryan Matson. Maybe he will linger for the 9th inning. We shall see. First, though, we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Phillies leading it by 3. Here at Citizens Bank Park. Hey, if you want to see Pedro Feliz's grand slam, Jason Worth's 2-run home run, well, you can watch an encore of this ball game tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern and tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on the Comcast Network. Well, the sold-out crowd has enjoyed the 2 home runs the Phillies have hit tonight. And now as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, they'll hope for maybe another insurance run or two as Sammy Gervasio will come on for the Houston Astros. So Gervasio in his 25th game, 1-1 with a 2.04 earned run average. So he'll come on here at the bottom of the 8th inning to face Jason Worth, Pedro Feliz. Philly fan. Hey, you're on television, kid. His buddy or his brother making sure that he knew it. There's Brad Lynch loosening up in the bullpen. Ryan Matson threw 9 pitches in the 8th inning. Well, we'll see. The Phillies have a 3-run lead. Charlie has said that he would like to get Brad back into the 9th inning at some point before the end of the year, and maybe it's tonight. Normally things are so laid out that you just anticipate. Here's Jason Worth, a 2-run home run, his last time up, and he takes one way outside. It's 1-0. Jason has 2 hits tonight. He has 96 runs batted in, 95 runs scored. 1-1 the count.
How about this act, huh?
I don't remember that when we were in Houston. Do you remember that?
I don't know if we had that shot. But if we did, you never forget that. I noticed that last night he was doing that. I mean, look, there's his delivery, but before that he has that thing where he looks over. Who was that guy that the Dodgers had with no neck used to do that all the time? Remember the right-hander? We'll try and think of it, but he used to do that. Remember, he'd look over and then he'd snap his neck back.
Yeah, I could picture him.
Or we used to kid about it and say, how could he snap his neck back when he didn't have one? Now, there's a name. There's a guy you're trying to think of, and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, sometime about 3 a.m. it'll pop into my head.
You can picture who I mean, though, can't you?
I do. Oh yeah.
And he used to do that.
To the count. It's difficult to Google. It's difficult to Google no neck relief pitcher, comma LA Dodgers.
Right. Now here's a look. There he goes.
Jason rolls it over to third base. Keppinger behind the bag, and he throws Jason out for the first out. Well, the first injury update of the night, Chad Paranto left tonight's ball game with a left hamstring strain.
Yeah, that was the easy one to diagnose. He grabbed the back of that leg. That's going to be a hamstring.
Charlie's had to deal with injuries. Dave Clark and Cecil Cooper from the Astros have had to deal with injuries. Every manager does in a 162-game season. Pedro hit that grand slam in the 4th inning. And he lays off the first one. It's 1-0. Fielder's choice in the 2nd. And then that grand slam. Broke his back. Hopefully that's not the grand slam bat. Tejada throws out Pedro Feliz for the second out. Bat, top of that bat stuck right into the grass. All right, Jamie Moyer left the ball game tonight with a left groin strain. Let's hope he's okay. Boy, I'll tell you, he is. Since going to the bullpen, since coming over from Seattle, he has given this team such a shot in the arm. I mean, he's got to be given a lot of credit for what he's been able to do since they put him in the bullpen.
Amen. And in his spot starts, he did a good job, and he saved the day several times coming out of the bullpen and doing a great job. And tonight they needed somebody to come out and pitch a little bit of, a couple innings for them, and Jamie came out and did the job.
Also had that sacrifice bunt.
Yeah. Ryan Madsen is in the on-deck circle.
All right, well, that's a good sign, too, that Ryan has come out in the on-deck circle. Because he was a little slow to come off the mound. There's Charlie looking over the lineup card. Only threw 9 pitches in the 8th.
Right, and even if they were thinking about using him for 2 innings before somebody says, why wouldn't you double switch? You're not going to weaken your defense to double switch because they have their ultimate defense out there with a lead. So if he has to come up and hit, he has to come up and hit. At least the defense that they're the most comfortable with. And I don't know whether they want to use a Ruiz, or you could have double switched that way and batted him 9th. But as we're saying, I don't know if they want to go that way. Looks like they want to give Carlos another night, another complete night off.
To the count to Paco, who's been on base twice tonight. He walked in the 3rd and scored. Grounded out in the 4th inning, singled his last time up. He's hit in 7 of his last 8 ball games. And he's down on strikes. So 1, 2, 3, 8th inning for Gavacio. And a little dance along the way. So we go to the 9th inning. The Phillies hanging on to a 3-run lead. Gunn reports on the Eagles. The Sixers report the first day of camp, and the Flyers face off against the Wild in a preseason matchup. Get all the news Philly fans need to know after the ball game, right after Phillies postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Sold out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies hanging on to a 3-run lead. Ryan Madsen is indeed coming out to pitch the 9th inning, trying to save this one for Jay Happ, who's trying to win his 12th game of the year. Ryan has one save in his career, where he has thrown 2+ innings. And it was a 3-inning save against Colorado in 2007. So if he's able to finish this off, this will be a 2-inning save. Facing the top of the order, Kaz Matsui, Miguel Tejada, and Lance Berkman. Tough hitters for the Astros.
You bet. And then Carlos Lee.
There was a strike. 95 on the outside corner.
Make it so you don't see Carlos Lee tomorrow night. That'd be even better.
It would be even better. See Matsui's numbers against Ryan for his career. And that one is fouled back.
Well, he's come out really using his fastball again.
Those rally towels being twirled around. The 0-2 pitch. Try to sneak a fastball by him. Up. And it remains 0-2.
They're getting Scott Air ready in the bullpen.
Brad Lidge is also throwing, continuing to throw. So it's Lidge and Air behind Ryan Matson. That one came back over the plate. Matsui just lays it into left field. So a leadoff hit here in the 9th inning. And that's the second hit of the ball game for Matsui. Here's Tejada. Tejada extended his hitting streak to 16 games back to the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4. And on the Toyota Major League scoreboard, they're in the top of the 8th inning. The Marlins have a runner on second, and they lead the Braves 5-4 with 2 outs. And the first one is over at the knees for a strike. Tejada looked like he was taking all the way. Change up, lifted in the air, shallow right center. Coming on is Jason Ward that hangs for him. 1 away. So the Phillies 2 outs away from taking game 2 of this series. Well, we have figured out who the right-hander Wheels was alluding to was, that had the same antics as Gervasio, the relief pitcher for the relief pitcher for the Astros. Wheels, take it away.
Mike Fetters.
Mike Fetters.
Somebody texted me. I don't have any idea who it was, but thank you.
I kept thinking Eddie Guardado. I know he's a left-hander. That's the guy that kept popping in my head. 1 out. Berkman 2 for 7 against Ryan Matson for his career, batting left-handed. He has a home run tonight right-handed. And Matson wanted that pitch, and so did Paul Bacco. He held on to it. Two and 0 the count. It's 2-1. Toward the hole at shortstop, just past Jimmy Rollins, who is shaded toward the middle. And there are 2 runners on here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, they're playing Berkman to pull up the middle, and that ball's a routine ground ball to shortstop if you're just playing your shortstop position. But with the defense with Berkman to pull, he can't get to it. See where he is? He's over in this area. So now the ball shoots through here. Base hit.
Just past Jimmy. And they wouldn't have gotten a play at second even if Jimmy had come up with that one. So Rich Doobie out to the mound to talk to Ryan Madson. It is Carlos Lee who's set to take his wax for the Astros. Phillies lead it 7-4. Both bullpens tuning up right now. Air sits down. He's putting his jacket on. Brad Lidge still throwing. Carlos Lee tonight is 2 for 4. He does have an RBI. Ryan Madson trying to earn his 10th save of the season, and it would be a whopper. Of his 13 at bats and 4 hits, Lee has 2 homers against Ryan. And a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He's ahead 0-2 now. He's coming with one fastball after another. And he's got life on it tonight. He does not run well, Carlos Lee, so if you can get him to ground one toward one of your infielders, you could turn 2, as you see there.
Well, that's what they were hoping to do with Berkman. And they got the ground ball. But he found a hole.
More than 40,000 on hand. The final week of the regular season. And he stays alive, and it remains 0-2. Jay Happ started. He went 5 2/3. Jamie Moyer, an excellent inning and a third. And now it's Ryan Madson. Just 3 pitchers for Charlie Manuel tonight. He's hoping that's all he needs. Swing and a miss. He got him a high fastball. 2 away.
Well, what a tough hitter to get to. Great job by Ryan. He just kept throwing him heat. That guy liked it. He went away, went in, went up. He did everything with him here. Finally throws up and gets him to chase.
Right where Paul Bacco wanted it too.
Yeah. No, they wanted this. They set up a high fastball there.
Youngster, he loved it.
Yeah,
he was spinning that towel anyway.
So I told him, throw a high fastball, you'll get him.
So 2 outs now. It's Hunter Pence, another tough hitter. Pence has been on base 3 times tonight. Boy, he has been a thorn in the Phillies' side this year. He swats at the first pitch and he hits it foul. It's 0-1.
He's so aggressive. Always got that wide-eyed look. You know, he loves to play, this guy.
To the count.
And they've had good luck going up with him with 2 strikes, but you got to get it way up.
Way up. You figure he's aggressive. Maybe that'll work against him. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Everybody on their feet. The Phillies leading it by 3. With 2 runners on here in the top of the 9th inning. Chin music. Never hurts.
It was a high fastball, all right. That wasn't that close to 100 Pence, but that's easy for us to say when it's coming 97 miles an hour. He sees this thing tailing at him a little bit. He says, I'm getting out of here. Courage to play this game, boy.
The count 1-2. Johnson comes on with a 2-inning save.